What's up, you guys? I hope you are doing well. I'm a day late in getting this to you guys, but it also was a holiday here, Easter Sunday. I hope you guys celebrated in the way that you do and got to spend some QT with your family. I know I did. It was much needed. I had a ball, a blast. What I want to do today is I want to take a look at NZDUSD. And I want to walk you guys through the analysis. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Casey Jackson. I am going to do a top-down analysis where I'm looking at all of the different time frames in order to arrive at how I'm going to approach the market. And so I start off on the higher time frame. The monthly is the highest that I go to. Some people don't like the monthly. They start off a little bit lower. And you don't have to always go because it takes so long for things to play out. But I like to just start off there. I think it's a good baseline. And so I go through and I find my swing highs and swing lows. And so that's what I'm identifying right now. If you don't know what a swing high, swing low is, definitely encourage you to go visit the no cost mini course. You can go by clicking the link in the video description. It should take you there. And I'll walk you through and give you a little bit more detail so that when you follow along in these analysis that I do, you'll be right there with me. Okay? So I'm identifying on the monthly key levels of support and resistance where price has the potential to reverse. And so I've done that. I am using a platform that kind of helps me automate the process just a little bit. And so it allows me to go in and check that the levels that I've identified are what the system has identified too. And you'll see on the right hand side of the screen, S1, S2, and S3 are all areas that we've identified already. So I'm going to turn this off by visiting my smart toolbox, and I'm going to double check to make sure I haven't missed any levels of significant resistance. And so you'll see I've gotten resistance 1 all the way through resistance 7. It's so far away. I'm not really concerned about 8 on this time frame, right? Because each candle is a month. So it means 4 weeks of information that's packed into that one candle before we start to see things move. So you'll see that this is 2021 and this is a year later. Let me see. Hold on. March. So more like a year and a half, a little over a year and a half later worth of information. Okay. So I'm going to turn this off and then I'm going to go down to the weekly. And we're going to do the same thing over again. We're going to identify our key levels of support and resistance where price has the potential to reverse. And I don't necessarily see too much happening on the weekly. I think we may. No. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I don't see anything on the weekly. I'm going to just double check because I could just be missing it. So we're going to do smart support. Nope. What we identified is already covered. Let's do smart resistance. What we identified. Oh, I did. Right in front of my face. Oh, Lord. Okay. So I'm going to drop the candle here. We're going to change the color. And then we're going to go down to the next time frame, which is the day. So we got a level there. And again, we're just looking for areas where price has a potential to reverse. That's how we get in. That's how we make our money, is catching those moves. So I've done this on the daily. Okay. All right. So, I got more. I'm just rushing. Let me slow down. Okay. All right, so we've done the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to do the same thing. I see a level here. Is that 2? No, so it would be right here. So we're going to make this just a different color so I can identify what's happening. And then I think we got a level here. We definitely got a 4-hour level here. And I know some of you are going to be like, I can't see the candles. I'm looking at structure, y'all. I'm looking for peaks and dips. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to double check this. Let's see. I think, oh, there's a double. Where's the double? Oh, I think that was on. I think we're good. Okay. So now that I've done that, notice how I went through each time frame, identified key levels first, right? And I went all the way down to the lowest time frame that I trade, which is the 4-hour. And so now what I'm going to do is I am going to now use my Fibonacci tool. So I like this platform because they give you a smart Fibonacci tool. And basically the smart part, you deploy it at the peaks and the dips. And then from there, it kind of tells you, you know, where the fib is supposed to be placed. Now, yeah, you could do this manually. And I've done it that way. That's how I started off on TradingView. But this kind of takes like the human error out of the process. Unless you really understand how fibs are formed, you may have a little bit of trouble getting to the place. And I like this platform because it kind of helps you study while you're placing those fibs to understand like where they're supposed to be fitted. So we've done the monthly, and I just marked off theoretically if this is moving to the upside where the take profit would be based off of the fib. And so ideally what this says to me is that every level in between A and B are levels of potential entry. Every level outside of A and B are potential take profits. And they're color coded because if a level pulls back to a green color like here, my thought is theoretically that the take profit should be at the green take profit level. Okay, so that's on the monthly. This is forever and a day away. So you're like, okay, what do I do with this? I'm looking to get some pips right now. How do I do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm looking at the most recent last low, and based on this fib to the upside, should price be traveling to the upside, the take profit level is just above. Actually, there are several monthly levels on this pair. You got a weekly at 62185. You got monthly at 6365, 640, 653. You got some key levels that have to be broken in order for this D extension to be reached. Okay. So I've done the weekly, I've done the daily, I've got an idea of what is happening on those time frames. Now I want to look, I have not done the daily. I'm going to look at the daily. So I'm going to click below the last low. Based on this fib to the upside, what I see, we have an A low, a B high, less than 38.2 pullback. Price is still at the 618 retracement zone. We have not hit 59321. So it's still considered a 618. And if price finds support at this significant daily level, then the target on the daily time frame is 645, right? 64509. So, but first, what we got to find out is price going to respect this daily level of 6-1, not 6-1. This is 59392. I'm trying to see, y'all. I think I'm a little hungry. So let's see. So my brain ain't working that great. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna delete this. This would be a great setup, but remember this is a daily chart, so this could take a while to play out and to finish through. And if this is the move, if price finds support at this daily level, this is a 500 pip move to complete the Fibonacci sequence on the daily time frame. So I am going to delete this. We'll go to the 4-hour. Now what I want to see is I am going to take a look at the fibs to the downside, see if we've hit any significant level. If And what I see on the 4 is pretty interesting. So we've hit the D extension over here, right? Over here to the left at, it's not giving me 597. Let's call it 597, right? Over here, that was last Friday or Thursday, we hit that level. And so what we're waiting to see is for price to find a level of support in order to travel back to the upside. So why I'm saying we're looking for price to reverse at this with this setup is because price had a little bitty pullback. Y'all see it? So we have the A high, the B low. We got a puny little pullback right here. And we're up against a daily level of support. Typically, when price does not have enough momentum to the opposite side, we'll see it kind of form a level of support right around the 118, 127. But we have a daily level at 594. And then we've also got another one at 585. So there's a couple things that we probably can see at this level. So we may see, this is what's already happened, what I'm drawing. We've already got the 4-hour test of that level and a level of resistance. So we may see this, and this is on the 4-hour, remember? Or we may see, depending on what happens, and I've got to go check to see what news is supposed to come out this week or next week. I know this week is jobs week on Friday. So this may not happen for a little bit, but depending on how those numbers come out, it could influence how we see this play out. So we could break through this daily level, find support, continue up to the upside. And we only trade, I shouldn't have drawn that all the way to the 618, but looking at structure, I could easily see price going back to 6-1 before completing out the sequence. But we're going to take it step by step. I'm not going to jump ahead of myself and say, once it reaches the 38.2 or once it reaches the 61.8, we're automatically going to see a sell. Okay. So this is the potential that I see. So now we wait, right? So we set this up so that we can see how this is going to potentially play out. So I am going to draw my trend lines. And because I'm looking for a move to the upside and an opportunity for the upside, I'm going to draw my trend lines to the downside. And then I just want to double check that I drew them right? I'm human. I make mistakes. So I'm going to use the computer to make sure that I did this right. And the computer tells me I did. So what I'm waiting on is I'm waiting for what I drew out over here to happen over here. So I'm going to get rid of it and draw one so that y'all can understand what it is that I'm looking at. So what we are waiting on price to form a level of support. And then we're looking for a bullish break to the upside. We're looking for price to come back and test this level and then continue making its way to the upside. Now, safely, we trade to this level here. But looking at structure, I can definitely see an opportunity for price to go to 618. And so theoretically, if this played out, what we'd be looking at, because your entry is here, the second push, right? Actually, I take that back. If you want to be super conservative, it's the second push. So if you're super conservative, that's 150 something pip opportunity. If you're a little bit aggressive and you're like, I want to get in before, I'm ready to get in now. Well, you can't get in now. But we can set things up so that you can look for earlier entry, and that's going to be on the lower time frame. And so you set up your trend lines the same way you did on the higher time frame. And so you're taking a little bit more risk, obviously, because you're trying to enter on a more aggressive lower time frame. But you'd be able to capture that move a little bit earlier. And so you're still essentially looking for the same thing. You're looking for the break to the upside. You're looking for the backside retest. And then that would be your entry. But what I want to check from here, I know this looks a mess. I'm going to clean this up. What I want to check is if price has hit a D extension to the downside, if we're actually going to see price approach this daily level, or will we start to see price form a level of support where it is right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the highest point. I'm going to grab my smart fib tool. I'm going to click above the last high. I'm going to deploy. All right. So that gave me what I needed to know. I'm going to click above the last high, deploy. Gave me what I needed to know. Now I'm going to take it from here and deploy. So based on this 15-minute time frame, A, B, we had a red pullback. And so we've hit the D extension on the lower time frame. I'm going to go up to the hour just to see too. Yeah, we've hit the D extension. So now we're waiting for price to form that support so that we could see if we're going to get that move to the upside. But looking at structure, I anticipate a move to 6-1. And the way that I would set this up is I would place my stop loss just below that daily level. And I know for some, like, my stop losses are a little bit tight. Yes, I know. But I take my entry off the lower time frame. So I'm going to turn this red. And the reason I like to visually draw this out so that I can see the risk to reward. Okay. And then I am going to, now I'm a little bit of OCD. I got to have stuff even. And that's what I'm over here trying to figure out. Okay. All right. So I would set this up this way. It gives a little breathing room for the trade. That's like a 23 pip stop loss. Now you may want to go, widen your stop loss a little bit. You can definitely do that. You have to do what works for you, whatever your plan is. But just an idea, you're looking at a 23 pip stop loss in order to gain 159 pips. This is like 7-1. Makes sense all day, right? So, and it's actually a little less than that. Let's call it 6-1. So this makes sense all day. I would watch it on the lower time frame for those criteria that I gave you guys before, to see if you get the entry opportunity. If we get the move to the upside before Friday, then I would anticipate at this key level, this daily resistance level at 6-1 Friday, depending on how that news come out. If it is strong for the US, then we could see the completion of the fib to the downside. All right. But for now, I'm only looking to play this move right here and then take step by step. So I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And then if you know somebody who really wants to learn this skill set, I would encourage you to share this video with them. And then if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. I try to put out videos that offer some insight to new and established traders on how to navigate the Forex streets. And so you guys are not hitting the same pitfalls that I hit, and you can kind of make your journey a lot faster. Okay. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you on the next video, and I hope you have a phenomenal week. Bye.